Ew.
Hey,
Ew.
you. Hey,
This is
you.
not a good
Ah,
start because we have differing
ah,
signs.
ah, ah, ah. We're still trying to work it out. There's factions within that would like to see it happen. I mean, we would definitely welcome
Look,
them up.
I'm against the Super League, but hey, if they want to give us 4 billion euros,
Hey, if I
just
get in
say it.
that founders group and I can never be relegated, all right,
Yeah,
yeah, I would take my chances. All right. You know what? You talked me into it. Up the
Ronnie,
Super League.
I think you knocked your headset out a little bit.
You got me? Am I
That's
back?
better. There you go. Oh yeah,
All
you're
right.
good.
No, I was just saying, you know what? You have talked me into it because Lord knows we could use the money. So
You can use the money.
hold on.
Oh no.
Let's go, Super League. Let's go. Bring us in. Man, we need that
Give
money.
us the money. Oh, you don't know how bad we need that money.
Well, apparently, not that many people in the world realize how bad these other rich guys need that money. But we will get into that. Thank you for joining us. Happy Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's a little rushed here. Got out of work extremely late, so I do apologize for the delay. But hopefully, once we join the Super League, our troubles are over. I mean, we're chilling. We can do whatever we want with that kind of money.
That's right.
So we will see what happens. But Tyler, how was your weekend? How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, doing good, man. Spent a lot of time playing the show this weekend, which was nice. Just staying up really late into the wee hours of the morning playing the show.
That I just
Fantastic.
realized it did not come out until like 2 a.m. this morning on Xbox. So I'm off tomorrow. Could be going down. I don't
Oh,
know.
oh, there you go. I'm just saying, just saying. But
Not saying, just
no,
saying.
man, it's a solid weekend, Ronnie. How was your weekend?
Weekend was great. Watched a heck of a series, which we will talk about. The Padres
Of
Dodgers
course,
series I thought was great all the way through, wire to wire.
definitely.
From well, I'll get into it as we go, but I just thought it was well played. Both teams kind of, yeah, it's not the playoffs, but it meant a little bit more. Like at this point in the season, the hype on the Padres, Dodgers coming off that World Series, like I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't. It's still miles and miles away from being anything like Dodgers Giants, but the Padres trying to prove themselves, Dodgers
Right.
trying to finally get over
It
the hump of winning the whole thing and be like, no, we run this now.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and
It's still a huge. It's not a rivalry, but it's a huge series.
it had it was just a lot of good baseball. I mean, I feel like it was towards the beginning of Sports Center, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as far as the highlights go. So I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed it thoroughly, which we will talk about. But then yesterday, got a chance to do some sport fishing. Shout out.
Oh yeah.
And
Heck yeah.
little 6 hour pleasure cruise out in the bay, and maybe we probably got as far as like 10, 15 miles off the coast, but
Okay.
plenty of fish were caught, one by
She
me.
what? Sand bass, barracuda. Like, what are we talking here?
Yeah, easy. I just one arm just grabbed that barracuda.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was almost shut out for the day, and then I got maybe like a 5 pound sculpin at the end. But I was like,
Okay.
you know what?
Okay.
That's cool. That's fine. Also, producer Shania, first drop of the day, catches like a 35 pound. I don't know what it was. Some giant redfish. It's like, all right, he's setting the tone early. I respect it. But it was a cool little charter we were on. CEO Nick was struggling a little bit, but that was mostly due to the night before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Happens.
but it was a good trip out. It was a nice charter, good crew of three. Uh, there you go, 8 years of a naval career. Never been more seasoned. Look, don't charge it all to the sea, bro. Like it wasn't the ocean's fault. We all know this. We know.
It was Saturday night's fault. That's what it
Look,
was.
yes, a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. For sure.
in all honesty, I didn't get seasick, and I threw up. Those little boats, they move a lot. So
They do. They do.
I'll just give you the backstory. There you go. There it is. There it is. And
Yeah.
there it is. So yes, getting up at 5
There's the
a.m.
rub.
to get on a small boat, being hungover, that's a struggle. I didn't have to deal with
Mm-hmm.
that, but boats like we're jamming out to the, I don't know, second or third spot, and the guy's like, "All right, pull up. We're gonna cruise out to another spot, and just be ready, to drop off the side when we're like at enough speed when we get over like a little pack." And
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there drinking a Sculpin, ironically, and
Mm.
just kind of hanging out for like 10 minutes, like, all right, yeah, just chilling. And the guy comes on, he's like, all right, bait up, get ready to drop. And I was like, oh, crap. So I chugged the beer and then stood up for the first time in 10 minutes and tried to like run to the other end of the boat to grab my pole.
Oh no.
But that's when I got the little sea leg thing, like, oh, God. And like in my belly, we're talking like maybe 9:30 in the morning. And it was all too much. I was like, I'm going for the side. And that's what happened.
Nice.
So, which also, again, I don't even know what I would say. Entertainment purposes only. I can't guarantee this. It's, you know what? Where's my button? Where's Brandon? Brandon, back me up on that.
It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed.
All I'm saying is, I threw up, and the person down to my left, Eben, immediately caught like a very nice fish. So
Sure. It's
maybe
you're
it
dropping
was
bait.
chum. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
drew that fish to the surface. Everyone benefited from it. So I did it for the team. But
I was hoping you were gonna say that, like, those boats I've been on, the deep sea fishing boats, they always have like that tank like right in the middle of the deck where they have all the sardine,
yeah, you can get the
floating over
live bait or whatever.
I was hoping you were gonna say you like tripped and fell into that when you tried to stand up.
No, if I was running to that end of the boat, I was sitting on the front. If I was right there, I might have fallen in that. But fortunately, by the time I got there, I was like, oh, this is bad. I shouldn't have chugged that beer. It's coming back. Reversal of fortune. Blah, over the side. But, someone got a fish out of it. I ended up catching a fish at the end. Producer Shania, as I said, got the trophy of the biggest fish caught. All in all,
Nice.
A great day. And then on the
Nice.
ride back in, you know what? I was like, I will enjoy Sculpin now, as I am sitting here stationary, just sitting on the boat, enjoying it.
Yeah, sounds like a good day was had by all.
A good day was had by all. Got back in time to see the Padre Dodger game, the third, ultimate game of the series. Dodgers lost that one, but still, we'll get into it. I thought it was just good baseball all around. So, good weekend, fun weekend. Couple things. You know what? Let's just go right into the Super League thing. Let's start with that. And I hesitate, but whatever, call it a side piece, whatever. Also, shout out to John. Yo, what up?
What up, John?
You, bro? Big John in the house, checking in. We got you. We fire up the side pieces here, and we will talk about this Super League travesty for the uninitiated, maybe the non or casual soccer fans that don't know what's going on here. So, yes, so smooth. Yesterday, the news drops that, and this has been, kicked around for a couple of years here, that some of the uber rich teams, and for some reason also Tottenham, we'll get into that. I don't know why they were included, but I guess they're there. They want to break away. They want to get out of the Champions League, not deal with UEFA, which is wildly corrupt, just like FIFA. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely. Yep.
But they have all agreed now, 12, and they have to add more here to make this happen. But they are going to allegedly form this Super League where it's a 20-game season. The teams that are labeled as founding members will get some kind of $3.5 billion bonus for doing this. Just like straight money in the bank for infrastructure, the growth of the game. It's like, all right, dude, well, you're already Real Madrid. You're pretty good. Like, I think you're fine. Like, I don't know what you're going to do to grow the game. But anyway, it got a little bit more real yesterday because, 12 teams are in. And thank you, Twitter, and all of social media for just piling in here and just going off on how stupid of an idea this is. Look, I'm not going to sit here and side with UEFA and FIFA on a lot of things, most things. But as far as the domestic league structure or even the prestige of qualifying for the Champions League, this just kind of devalues all of that. So the backlash was swift and furious, as it should be. But I this is still probably years away if it does happen. But I think the whole thing is just a joke, especially, like I said, if you're including Arsenal and Tottenham, they're not even in the Champions League. Like, they're not even good enough to get in. And yet they're going to go in as founding members. Like, you see Bayern was like, nah, dude. Or PSG. Even PSG with their new money, which is kind of like, I don't want to be associated with that. It seems kind of shady. So we'll see what happens. But it was definitely a... I don't think it's going to ever materialize. And maybe, look, honestly, it's just a flex on we're airing out our grievances about this, that, and the other thing with UEFA, Champions League. Yes, there are a lot of grievances to be aired. But even you saw, like, players, former, like Carragher came out totally against it. Neville, Manchester United legend. He was just like,
he dropped a huge podcast on it, yeah.
Huge, and also on Sky Sports, he just went off. He was like, this is a disgrace. Like, this is not, like, obviously, like, I've made a lot of money playing this game. I love this game. My family loves this game, all this stuff. And he just went in and said, this should never happen. This is what happens when you have owners that don't have to show their face. They just care about money, blah, blah, blah. And this is kind of what it's leading to. So I don't know if this is actually going to materialize, but I just think it's a freaking joke that this would ever happen.
Yeah, it is. It's it's all the major players that are basically saying, we shouldn't have to play these low teams to, get into these, big game matches. Like, I mean, look at Juventus. The last 3 years, they've been knocked out by Ajax and, 2 other smaller teams out of the Champions League. They haven't even made it to the quarterfinals. Like you said, Arsenal doesn't even make it to the Champions League anymore. Tottenham had a 2-year run where they were in the Champions League, and that somehow qualifies them for this. I completely understand that, yes, these are the big teams. These are kind of the teams that draw the eyes. But at the same time, the thing that I've always loved about international soccer compared to American sports formats is you have the chance of promotion and relegation. Like, let these little guys prove it on the field. Let's use our team. West Ham, they're sitting in 4th place right now. So now they're not going to get Champions League next year if these guys aren't in it, because maybe there won't be Champions League. We don't know. Leicester are the ones that, we've texted back and forth the last couple of days. They're kind of the ones that started this whole thing. It's really their fault. They ruined
it for everyone by having the audacity to win the league.
Yeah.
How dare
them? They actually won the league a few years ago and have since continually battled for top 4 spots. So shame on you guys for, knocking poor Arsenal off their perch, even though Arsenal hasn't been good for 15 years. Yeah. So, it's just, it's big money guys wanting more money, keeping small teams out of it. Just, it's kind of a country club atmosphere, and it sucks. I don't know. I almost feel like they might actually pull this off and actually go through with it. I don't know. I know there's, for the most part, the owners of the teams are staying quiet, except for, I believe, what's the Real Madrid president? Florentino Perez had an interview today with one of their local media outlets. I haven't gotten to see or read about it, so I don't know what was said. That's something I'm going to kind of look into it. But yeah, it's shitty, man. It's really shitty, and it's kind of been, nobody wants this except for these 12 owners.
Just
Like
the super rich.
the fans don't want it. Like even fans of the teams that are in this are saying we don't want this. The players didn't even know about this. I was reading from the Athletic that the Man United players were not told about this. We're not consulted on this. Like there's nothing about it. It was just 12 owners saying we're going to do this, and that's it. So it's shitty, man. It's real shitty. I hope you're right and it doesn't really go through, but I don't know. I've just got this bad feeling that these 12 teams have so much sway they are going to make it work.
Well, on that note, I do see we have a caller on the line on the Corey's Market Liquor Celebrity Hotline. Corey's Market Liquor, 3125 University Avenue. Corey's Market Liquor. We do check IDs. Let's bring in John to the program. John, how are we doing this evening?
So, John?
How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing well, then.
Struggling to try to make sense of the ridiculousness of this whole Super League thing. But I don't know. You have any thoughts on that? I just think it's a shame. Even a lot of fans of the teams involved are against it.
I'll tell you this, man. Here's an analogy I made up. Imagine you're in a classroom full of kids, and all the popular kids decide to go homeschooling, and now you have to be the popular kids right now. I think that's the best way to explain the situation. Because it's like, why will someone like break off because, oh, we're better than these teams, we can make the most money, we could generate all this hype, we could generate the best players, but they're gonna only play for us. And all these small teams have to make up whatever is left, like fan wise, like let's say like the grassroots programs, like how they're gonna support them if they can't even play like decent teams, or their best young players are going off to these super leagues. Like, it's not even fair. Like, this is like an unfair system. It's absurd.
Well, and the thing that I saw too is, like, first of all, again, I have to circle back. I don't want to just hammer them, but I don't care because I will hammer them. Arsenal and Tottenham, I would even classify them as top teams. Let's just be honest. Like, you guys aren't in the Champions League, not even anywhere near like what's left in the Champions League this year, especially Tottenham. That one just really rubs me the wrong way. But it's like, now UEFA, FIFA saying, all right, well, you guys are going to get kicked out of the league, or your players can't play in the World Cup because like you just did this offshoot. And with that, again, caveat of, yes, we know FIFA and UEFA are both wildly corrupt. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
But at least there's a structure where like a Leicester can win the league, get in the Champions League, or like a Shakhtar can make a run to like the semifinals of the champ. Like, everyone has a shot realistically. Like, they start qualifying for that early on. Like, it's probably before some of these league seasons start. So to just get away with that, and then you come into this like quote unquote Super League as a founder that can never be relegated out of the league, I just think it's insane. Like, you're just jumping on it like, oh, cool, we'll just go to this league where we'll go 0-20 in the case of Arsenal, Tottenham, etc. But hey, the money's there. We'll never get relegated. It's all good.
Can I say something about Arsenal and its owner?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
go for
Please
it.
do.
Stan Kroenke. I mean, I'm from LA. I see your LA
Sure.
hat too. And I mean, like, his business antics, like he owns the LA Rams. He's the one that forced them out of St. Louis into LA because he knew the market was there. And like, literally, like, they went like year after year, like they just sucked in the NFC West. And look, like, now they just got like Jared Goff, a first round pick. Oh yeah, let's just get like a temporary stadium until the city of LA could give us a nice space to put our nice big stadium in. And then now he's doing it to football, into like our football. Like, it's just, is it really what we need? Like, that type of structure of like making teams better by moving them somewhere else,
And
Yeah, I
I
think
don't think you're going to see that with these teams, just because the brand, this, where they're at, they're already so ingrained. But you see the backlash from the existing fans. Even like, I saw the best tweet I saw yesterday it was a YouTube comment. It was a guy who was a Liverpool fan. He's like, well, I'm now an ex-Liverpool fan, so I'm just asking all the ex-Man United fans to pick their team so I can pick the opposite team. Because now I still hate you guys, but we all band together in hating the people that own these teams and just have them as like a plaything for rich people. And this is like the ultimate manifestation of that.
See, Ronnie, I actually kind of disagree with you. I have a concern that they could potentially up and move these teams. I mean, you got, John Henry with Liverpool. You got the Glazers at Man U. You got Kroenke with Arsenal. All these American franchises that I don't think they care about the local fan. They're looking for an international market. So, like, if they, let's say the Premier League does wind up kicking those teams out, saying, you can't compete in both of these, like, what's stopping them from up and moving, Arsenal to New York or something, something crazy like that? Like, I wouldn't put it past these guys to do something like that. And that's a real shame if they do.
But if you, even Arsenal, Tottenham, let's say, like the two teams we've really been shitting on a lot here, if they up and just move that team, like, and just totally disavow all the fans, like, all right, well, we got all this money, we can buy all these players, forget about the tradition, like, we just have the shirt, we have the logo, we own that, so we're good on that. Like, are they just going to play, like, on an island, like, off Dubai or something? Like, nobody's going to care about that. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, who cares? So, it just takes all the fun out of, like, the Champions League. It's, like, the best thing ever to watch. Because you see these random teams, like, yes, at a certain point, you're going to run into Man City or Real Madrid or Barcelona. Like, they're just good. They've been doing it for a long time. They have good players. Good youth players. They build it up. But if you're just going to totally detach yourself from, like, we have all, like, I don't know, the whole thing of, like, I kind of agree with FIFA, and I hate that I'm saying that. Of just, like,
Makes you feel sick, doesn't it?
It does. It almost, throw up in my mouth a
is.
little bit to say that. But, like, what are you going to do except for, like, these guys can't play in the World Cup? Like, you've ruined the leagues in all these countries.
For Fernando Perez, it says football must involve like everything in life. Football has to adapt to the times we live in now. Everything I do is a good for football. I created the ESL to save football. What is this?
But
that's what he's saying.
I will say that by making sure 12 teams get paid and nobody else gets paid.
Yes, that's definitely advancing the game. Also, I like that they threw in a very, like, nebulous thing of, like, and then when the time and the money is right, we're also going to grow the women's game, like, with no other, like, it was in parentheses, literally on the statement, like, that's a nothing, that's a throwaway statement. That's just like
his voice got quieter as he said it too,
and just trailing off, like transcribed, trailing off, indecipherable, blah blah blah. Women's football growth. That's pretty much what it is. There's no commitment to anything except for, like, dang, we're gonna get paid.
Yep, that's all it is, man. It's all money.
I don't know. It's very discouraging. I don't think it's gonna. And as Tyler said, I mean, money talks. Like, let's be honest. Like, at a certain point, if the money is really there, some of these teams might actually jump for it. But I think it's just taken away a lot from.
Oh, believe me, I have no doubt if they called up Golden Sullivan, West Ham would be in that league within seconds. I have zero doubt in that.
Hey, we need the money. Let us in, please. Please let us in. You saw how quickly I turned. Like, hey,
that's true.
If you guys are throwing the money this way, kick it down, because I can take that $3 bill easy. Well, 1.5, right. After I split with Tyler. But we'll see what happens. And also, in response to the Barons question, someone's going to broadcast it if it's that much money
Somebody
involved.
will.
Unfortunately,
Somebody will.
It's about maybe we all have to band together and not watch it. But yeah, this is something to keep your eye on. I'm not in the camp of just like this is the death of all the cool stuff about football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. I'm not, totally jumping off the cliff yet, but it's unfortunate that you see like these big teams like so willing to jump to like, well, we'll just do this. We're bigger than everyone. We'll take the money. We'll just play on our own little bubble, and we'll just keep all the money to ourselves.
Yeah, John, you got thoughts on it?
Nice.
Hold on. Seats has pointed out a new player.
Bring it back now.
Yes.
But get it back now.
Did we lose him?
There's lots of activity in my house right now. It's a lot of activity.
Sounds like it. Got a party going on there Monday night, right?
Hey, we're turning up over here. I'm off tomorrow, baby.
Oh, nice, dude. Oh, my God.
All right. Well, thank you, John, for calling in. Call in anytime. Hit the link. Hit us up. Love to see the interaction. Thank you for your thoughts as well on the Super League. There he goes again on the Corey's Market and Liquor Celebrity Hotline. Corey's Market and Liquor, 3125 University Avenue. Please believe they do check IDs. Please do believe that.
I can confirm they do.
Oh, yes, that's an absolute fact. I mean, they don't want to lose their license.
Right.
A couple other things over the weekend that I did want to get into. As far as soccer goes, West Ham just totally shit the bed in the first half. The most West Ham thing ever also. Own goal, which, I mean, can there legally be a West Ham game without an own goal at this point? I don't know.
It's required. Yeah.
They lead the league in own goals. It's maddening. And then he atones for the goal. Lingard scores on a penalty. 2 minutes later, they give up the game, losing goal. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love to see.
Yeah, ugly game from the start. I happened to be up again, playing up all night playing the show, and then I realized it was kickoff, so I just stayed up and watched the game. Very infuriating, very disappointing. Luckily, thanks to Super League qualifying Liverpool tying against Leeds today, West Ham has not lost their spot. Still in fourth place, although Chelsea.
Let's go.
Chelsea plays tomorrow and will probably win and overtake West Ham for fourth, but still, although I get. Like, we shouldn't even care. What does it even matter? What does fourth place even matter anymore? But
it means nothing now. I'm dead inside.
It means nothing now.
I'm dead to the world. I'm totally numb.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. You got Super League qualifying Spurs drawing 2-2 to a non-Super League team. Arsenal with a 97th minute goal to draw with potentially relegated Fulham. So have fun with that with your Super League, yeah. And then Super League qualifying Liverpool losing to drawing with Leeds also due to a late goal. So good weekend for all those qualifying teams.
You hate and love to see it at the same time, especially love. But I see we do have another caller now on the Canada Steak Burger, which I enjoyed for lunch yesterday after our fishing trip. Let's bring in the fish report.
What is happening on that camera?
Happy CEO. Or Connor on the. Oh dear. Connor, it's a family show, Connor.
Oh my God.
Well, not. Never mind.
He pulls his prison girlfriend out and starts. I don't know.
That's a side piece.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh God. How are you guys?
I'm doing well. Just
not doing as good as that dog, I don't think.
No, he's living his best life for sure.
Yeah. I think he realized, like, oh, I did something wrong. It's all right, buddy. I love you. But
we're gonna get taken down from all our from YouTube, Facebook, everything.
Hey, that's not copyrighted. So nobody else has that footage. That's original. In fact, I'm going to copyright that right now. Quarantine Kids.
There you go.
Copyright. Also, I want to say you're doing a phenomenal job. Keep up the great work.
Appreciate it, boss. Appreciate it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I just wanted to call in on some NBA talk. I just realized, like, the season's coming to a wrap, and, like, things are kind of, like, heating up for the playoff picture.
It's getting weird. You know, I tried to pull some strings, but the New York Knicks, unfortunately, refused to lose. Julius Randle's balling out of control.
Yeah.
Zion basically in his post game just is it tampering that it was so obvious? Oh god.
Oh my god.
Entertainment purposes only. I can't.
Please believe that.
The program, the thoughts and opinions discussed on this program are the does not reflect this station, Quarantine Network.
Oh my god.
But yeah. Now, just looking at it now, about winding down, the playoffs are about to start. Knicks definitely are shocking me because back-to-back wins against Western Conference teams. The Mavs, I think, they destroyed the Mavs and beating the Pelicans, which Pelicans, I'm like, you seem good on paper, but you're not hitting that stride. I mean, they're still a play-in game, which I've got some now mixed feelings about it because I think it involves the seventh and eighth seeds of each conference.
So the way it works is 7 and 8 play each other to basically flip, and then 9 and 10 play each other to play the loser of that game, and they become the 8th seed.
The 8th seed has to win one game, and then the winner of 9-10 has to win 2 games against them, right? To flip that.
Yeah.
I'm like, and going to what Tyler said earlier, he sent me yesterday. I was like, yeah, the Knicks are doing great, but at what cost? And there's a picture of Thanos and the Yankees.
The Yankees. That's what it costs.
I was like,
Well, we take a live look in here at the Eastern Conference standings. 76ers still holding strong, but only one game ahead of those Nets, the most hated team in basketball, super team. Maybe they, you know what? Add the Nets to the Super League. Screw it.
Oh, God, no.
But the Knicks punching above their weight at that 6th seed. Gotta love to see that.
Yeah, it's like I'm still shocked. And then also too, I was watching the Heat Nets game. I feel the dark horse of the Eastern Conference could, and it's kind of weird saying this, could be. I know it's you want to be the top team. It's not just the best team in that conference or the best team in the league. I think it comes down to who's the hottest team going into the playoffs because they're riding that wave of momentum to kind of bring themselves to a playoff run.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what happened with the Heat last year. They were the 5 seed going into the playoffs, and then just wound up catching fire, beating everybody in the East, and getting to the finals. So yeah, you're right. It's definitely all about just who's playing the best ball at the moment.
And the thing that worries me too is not worries, just to consider in the East is the Nets. The Big Three have played just 8 games in total. If I'm correct, I think they haven't definitely played a full season together. So it's like I want to see how that chemistry is going to fall into the playoffs. Granted, the Eastern Conference is pretty weak, but still, it's like these guys haven't played a full season, and now you're going to a high stakes playoff series, which we'll air quote high stakes. So I'm like, I was like, is it gonna work out for them? And who knows? Kyrie might just take a sabbatical and say, hey, you know what? I'm not ready for the playoffs. I need to find myself spiritually.
And always a possibility, for sure.
Yeah. You never know if Kyrie's going to show up. And what, Durant left the game yesterday. I didn't hear anything major, so I assume he's okay. But, Durant seems to be getting hurt. Like, Harden's kind of the only reliable one on there.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird too. Plus, looking at the Western Conference, I know the Lakers haven't had LeBron and AD, but I can see they're trying to preserve them for the playoffs, and I don't think they're worried about dropping down into say a 5th or 6th seed as long as they get LeBron and AD healthy again. But I think in order to do that for the end of the season, you would need at least play, if they're healthy enough, to play them for at least 15-20 minutes, just so this way they're not going to the playoffs cold.
Yeah, I've been inclined to agree. They just got to get them back. I mean, whether they go in as a 6 or even a 7 seed, it's still limited fans, whatever. Home court is not as big. It is still a big deal because of the travel and stuff, but it's not as big of a deal as it used to be. Oh dear. Let's put the graphic back up there. But woo, man, it's getting spicy over there. You have to pour some cold water on that boy. But yeah, having them two on the team immediately, I would say, vaults them into like a top 3 team, especially because now with some of the younger stars in that conference being out, especially Jamal Murray's just gone for the season, and we're still waiting on Spider Mitchell to come back. That will have an effect. But if you get those two guys back, then you're in a pretty good spot to still have a chance at running all the way. We do have to dedicate some time to baseball here, so I think,
of course.
Of course. Sorry, and you can choose to sit this one out if you want.
No,
but it's up to you.
Depending on how Connor reacts over here. He's,
I think we know how he's going to do.
I think we know, yeah.
We got a pretty good sense of what he's going to do. But shout out to Connor. Not a sponsor yet. But real quick, I do want to update the Astros Shame Tour calendar. So the Astros running up on the hot. Oh boy! Well, I don't have one, but that would be.
We don't have anything licensed, unfortunately.
If it's royalty free, maybe I could work something out. But you got to give me more notice.
We'll see if we can get between the sheets licensed for the show.
Well, on a MIDI, everything's possible. But
that's true. Everything's free.
Would karaoke count?
Yeah.
No lyrics, yes. America's least favorite team, the Astros, did go up against the first place Mariners, although the A's are coming for that ass with winning 8 straight games. Shout out to my A's.
I think they've been invited to the Super League, actually, the Mariners. They're going to be in the Super League next year.
Bring them into the Super League. But, yes, a lot of lusty booing we talked about on Friday. But one guy got it. Got the Oscar the Grouch trash can costume. This guy was firing up his section.
Oh, God.
Trolling the Astros, as it should be. And the Astros coming back down to earth a little bit. I mean, I think they lost, 7 out of their last 8 games or something like that. So maybe just feeling – I'm not going to say it's still a good team. They're still going to be there at the end. But I do just, in my own mind, choose to believe that emotionally it's upsetting. That why does everyone hate us so much? What do we do? You know what you did.
And you weren't even apologetic. You weren't really apologetic about it.
No, yeah, totally genuine.
2017 Yankees World Series champs.
Jose Altuve's out there on deck circle, looks in the crowd, sees Oscar the Grouch, and just a single tear goes down his cheek.
These guys are professionals; they can deal with it.
I think they have a full season of this. They have a full season.
Yes, and full season of travel. So every team, if you're in last place, it does not matter. Get out to your local ballpark and just take a big old crap on the Astros. Nobody likes them. Obviously they don't have any kind of feelings about it. So just boo the crap out of them. Wear an Oscar the Grouch. Throw a trash can on the field. I mean, don't hit anyone. If you can avoid it.
Get creative, man. Get creative. We want to see what you can do.
Just get on Connor's level.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone can get on that level. That's
you'll probably get thrown out of a stadium for that. Probably put on a list somewhere.
Astros hate culture. It's just
here it is.
Yeah, it is. It's great. It's great. Oh man. All right. It's jeez.
He tore it apart.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy. Oh no.
We cut that off. I don't know. I just want to dedicate a little bit of time here to the fantastic Dodgers Padres series. Sorry, I'm distracted over the weekend.
Being in San Diego now with like fans allowed, I'm starting to see this rivalry coming to fruition. Downtown, I'm pretty sure I saw 4 fights break out.
Oh, it's on. It's on and popping.
Oh God. I was like, oh God. And the precursor was the opening series where I saw Dodgers fans, and I was like, what are you doing at a Diamondback? I mean, a Diamondback game. Like they're not even playing the Dodgers. They're like we're here for the smoke. I was like,
Just
okay.
fired up. Just
I was
fired
like,
up. But, 3 games over the weekend, and fortunately, we get to run it back, and thank goodness, ESPN, that is the Sunday night game this week, because Cubs-Braves, who cares? The Cubs
Snort.
suck.
Fucking snooze fest. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, the Cubs bats are starting to come alive. I think they're batting over 200 as a team now.
Yeah, they're around the corner. God
But
bless them.
compared to all MLB pitchers.
Yeah. They're finally out hitting National League pitchers. So good for them. They're making strides. But what we actually had over the weekend was some great baseball here in San Diego. And a little spicy at times. Great games all the way around.
Yep.
This was actually Saturday. But Profar, Kershaw took exception to Profar getting a catcher's interference when he thought he actually just purposely swung and hit the glove of the catcher to draw that. We had Santana Mateo getting into it, which, Santana really stirred this one up with his little blowing a kiss thing. But, it's all high drama. I liked it. Look, let's mix it up. We got 16 more of these, and it starts this weekend. So all the smoke. Let's get it going. I thought the game Friday was great. Extra innings. I stayed up for the whole thing. Padres just literally ran out of pitchers, so that became a problem. Then Saturday, Mookie Betts with the walk-off diving catch that probably would have tied the game. That was amazing.
What a play. What a play.
And then yesterday, the Padres, still a close game up until I think they took the lead in the 8th inning. When Tommy Pham finally, well, we'll see if he's actually out of his slump, because I saw him taking a lot of heat. I saw a face merge of him and Austin Hedges. People saying, bring back Austin Hedges. Austin Hedges is hitting like .098 right now, also Padre fans. So you don't know how good you got it, all right? Tommy Pham, yes, he's struggling, but nobody wants Austin Hedges on their team. And it's better, the sooner you realize, just grow out of it. Get rid of him, forget it, leave it in the past. And the Indians are paying him like $3.5 million to play Major League Baseball and hit .098 right now. So it could be a lot worse. But I just thought it was a good weekend series, and I love the fact that they are actually going to play again this weekend up in LA.
It's a 4-game set this weekend. They start on Thursday.
Ooh.
Let's get it.
You're right. It was a really good series, really exciting. Although that first game was really sloppy. I wanted to put a meme together, but I forgot to do it. I was just going to do Fernando Tatis and Corey Seager as the pointing Spider-Man meme, because both guys had really bad series with errors. I think both guys had one hit in the series, which both were home runs, and they each had at least one error during the series. So I was going to do that, but I didn't have time to put it together. But not all in all, man, real fun. Shout out to Petco Park, man. Like, especially the Friday night game, that place was loud as shit. Saturday, it kind of sounded like Dodgers fans took it over a little bit more. Sunday, about half and half, I think. But yeah, man, like I kind of said it earlier. Like, it's not a rivalry yet. It could certainly be on the way, but it's still a huge series, and it feels like it.
Yeah, and I think I just sit on the margins here. Like, yes, I'm a Dodger fan, but sort of I know a lot of Padre fans and obviously a lot of Dodger fans. After Friday, all the Padre fans were, skies falling. Like, oh, the Dodgers are just going to roll us up again. Like, we don't have what it takes. Like, we can't hit in the clutch, blah, blah, blah. I was like, that was a pretty damn good game. That was like a great game.
Yeah.
And then
12
Saturday
innings, and it
comes down to like an amazing play by Mookie. Like, you guys didn't really get boat race in either of those. And in the third game, they win. So I think this is, like I said, it's not obviously Dodgers-Giants. That's going to be a blood rivalry forever. But Padres, yes, they made a lot of noise with this signing, especially after their last season, performance. Getting in the playoff series, yes, the Dodgers swept them out, but they upgraded from there. So this is like the young, up-and-coming challenger. I saw a lot of Padre fans saying, wow, everyone's saying it doesn't matter to the Dodgers, but look how hard they're playing. I was like, no, I think it matters to everyone on both teams, as it should.
Yeah.
Like, You're not going to get
Absolutely.
this kind of baseball in April unless both teams realize like what's really going on. Like the punchy underdog spent a bunch of money. I see Nick cutting away. I'm not going to show that right now because I don't want to lose my FCC license. Zuckerberg, don't at me. I kept it blocked, but I think we're in for 16 more games of just like throughout the season, especially when it's backloaded, when you play the division more at the end.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's going to be good. That's going to be some damn good games.
Depending how close the NL West is, too.
Well, it's just them two. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's really going to be them two.
Yeah, the long term. Like right now, I think the Giants are actually in second place, but
That ain't going to last.
I can't imagine that's going to last with them. But yeah, man, definitely look forward to more of the games, like especially this week. They'll be in Dodger Stadium for 4, so hopefully they can carry that excitement they did this last week. Because yeah, that was an absolute. I'm trying to think of like in recent times a regular season series that wasn't at the end of September that had that kind of juice, and I'm like, I got to look back to like the mid 2000s Yankees Red Sox, like once the Red Sox became good, like that's maybe the last time I've had this kind of feeling this early in the year.
Oh, it was hype. And like I said, to all my Padre fans that were super mad on Friday and all my Dodger fans that were super mad yesterday and talking about, well, we won the series. Like, can't we just look, sit back and just realize we had 3 great games full of great players, great pitchers, which, normally it doesn't equal out. But pitching performances, extra innings, guys getting in each other's face like this, as you see. I really thought when they brought Bruce Starr in yesterday, it might start a fight. I was hoping. But he was wildly ineffective and maybe needs a little more time. But, again, this is going to carry on throughout the season. I'm here for it. I'm hyped up for it. The last thing, because I do have a couple more little things I want to get on, as far as baseball goes. Oh, man. Zach Campbell, the biggest troll ever, has run over kids for foul balls.
Yep.
Well, he just busted his ass in Philadelphia. Didn't even get the ball also. So screw that guy.
Give him an ass. He gets an ass for that.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it.
Love to see it.
If we had if we had a broken ass stamp, that would be more appropriate.
I'm gonna get that. Oh yeah. And he didn't even get the ball. Some drunk Philly fan got it. So shout out to that guy, Zach Campbell. I was telling Tyler before the show. The one thing I will, in your defense, you have been wildly unapologetic about how big of a douche you are. Like, you will keep running over kids for foul balls, home runs, whatever it is, batting practice. He just wants the record of having all the balls ever that were ever hit into the stands in any capacity. So, hey. But, I like to see him just fall on his face, or ass in this case.
Or his ass, yes. Yeah, can't say I feel bad for that guy. He's
not really.
Definitely one of the yeah.
Sorry.
No,
we're pivoting out of baseball right now
because
I had I just clipped it from the tweet. But shout out to the homie Stu Sink, the only other guy besides DeChambeau with 2 wins on tour this year at the age of 47.
Damn.
But the most stunning thing to me, and you got to get a real good look at this, ultimate hat tan champion. Walks off the. Oh my God!
Oh my
Is that
God.
a do? Hey, Stu's trying to get waves. He had the do cap on.
Wow.
No, that's just an actual weekend tan. Getting blasted.
That is an amazing tan line. Wow.
You can't draw it better than that. Shout out to Stuart Singh, age 47, getting it done with his son on the bag also.
Oh. Let's put a condom over his head.
I felt a little sunburned yesterday after the fishing excursion, but that made me feel better. I mean, that's like aloe, just watching this video. Like, honestly, chilled out my burn a little bit. Woo!
Damn.
Oh my God.
Jeez. Oh,
Wow,
I was
that
just waiting for those
is
plugs to take.
impressive. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
how long is that gonna take to like even out at some point?
I don't know. Yeah, hopefully he's in a tanning booth right now
That
because
looks like a
That portion-
permanent line right there.
that was savagely burned into his head. I mean, that's like almost like a tattoo.
Oh man.
The top of his head is wider than the white hat he took off.
That's like what's the meme and the barber meme? Like, say no more, fam. Like, hey, let me get that
Like,
bomb
hey,
pop. Hey, say no more, fam. Straight white, all on the top.
Ooh.
But shout out to him, the only other 2-time winner this season besides our boy Desham Bombs.
True.
yeah.
A couple other things to wrap up on, because I think we got a little extra time here. I don't know who's coming up behind us, but whatever. Shout out Bowman, ripping it. I saw the restart.
Alex
And,
Bowman. Yep.
Hamlin was in front, but you could tell right off that restart he did not have the car to stay in front of that fool. And once he kind of just took him inside outside, I was like, dude, you're not gonna be able to hold this guy back. Like, he had the car, and he ended up winning by like a wide margin on that short track. He was pulling away. He was running into lap traffic. That was the only thing that brought the margin back a little bit. Where they're like, oh, Hamlin might have a chance because he had to like pass cars that were just on the lap behind.
Right.
But
yeah, it's only a 3/4 mile track, so that traffic could back up real quick.
And shout out to Ally, solid bank. I do some banking with them. Yes, I don't live for Bank of America. I'm diversified. But props to him. And real quick too, it was a fight night. It wasn't anything to. No, we're not.
We're not talking that.
We're not talking that. We're not talking that.
Fix if I ever see anything.
Anyway, let's quickly touch on just the main event of the UFC Fight Night. Let's get with the fight doctor.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'll give you your.
the heavyweight champion of the world.
And I have to mention, there goes Nick, CEO. Happy
Thank you.
CEO, Nick.
Thank
And
you,
Connor.
boss.
Thank you, Connor, for your stunning performance this evening.
Happy Connor, that's for sure. Yeah.
He is happy as hell on the Canada Steak Burger Celebrity Hotline. But we did have the UFC Fight Night this weekend. Main event, Bobby Knuckles and Gastelum getting after it. And I only saw the highlights, but it seemed like Gastelum just got worked out.
Yeah. Whitaker just absolutely outclassed him bell to bell. He definitely showed why he's the perennial number one contender in that weight class. Gastelum was game. I think his recent fight, his last fight before this was all right, but he was kind of in a downturn ever since losing to Adesanya. He showed he was game for this fight, but just absolutely outclassed. I mean, Whitaker is one of the best strikers in the game, and he showed it. Even mixed in some nice wrestling, changing levels, throw the feint up top, go down low real quick, get a double leg takedown. Just a fantastic performance from him. So I'm definitely thinking like he has to be getting a rematch with Adesanya coming up soon. I don't know who else in that division has it. I mean, maybe Marvin Vettori because he's on a 4-fight win streak. I know he had a loss to Adesanya a couple years ago. There was a split decision, which is better than a lot of people can say against him. But I think Whitaker's got to have the next shot lined up. I think that's his only fight is the rematch with Adesanya. I did just want to make a special note. Overall, the fight card was pretty meh. A lot of like long, boring fights, not a whole lot of action going on. I did want to make a special note of the original co-main event that got canceled. The original main event between Jeremy Stephens and Drakkar Klose, which got canceled the day of the fight because Klose got an injury from being pushed by Jeremy Stephens at the weigh-in. Got to take the guy at his word. He's a fighter, so I'm imagining something was actually wrong. It's just kind of one of the silliest sounding injuries that you could think of. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he can recover. But I actually hadn't heard that, but Fight Phlebotomist No ID Justin called me before the main event started, and he says, hey, did one of the fights get canceled? And I was watching the Dodge game, so I hadn't heard, and I looked it up and just saw, oh yeah, he got hurt by being shoved at the weigh-ins yesterday. So that's never heard of that happening before.
Well, I'm glad that two medical fight professionals, do consult each other.
Of course.
Specialists to specialists, like on that level that only they can communicate on. That's how you get the inside news. That's why you got to go to Quarantine Kings.
But overall, I would say, if you want to watch the card, you can. I wouldn't go out of my way to do it, but definitely they're setting up for this week. Big show this weekend. 3 title fights. You got the welterweight title fight between Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal. Women's strawweight with Zhang Weili and Thug Rose Namajunas, and the women's flyweight with Valentina Shevchenko probably murdering Jessica Andrade, because that's what Shevchenko does.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely looking forward to that. Of course, we'll talk more about that come Friday. But looking forward to this weekend.
And the only thing I will say in reference to what Happy CEO Nick wanted us to talk about is, yes, Jake Paul, please do try to fight Nate Diaz. Please.
Oh my God.
Please.
Yeah.
Make this fight happen so we can put a stop to this madness. Because just please make that happen. That's all I can say.
Look, I said it last week on the show. I'll say it again. Like, I don't give 2 shits about the Pauls. I will give them their props. They have been boxing for several years. They do take their training seriously. However, I cannot take him seriously as a fighter when his 3 wins are against a YouTuber, a 5'2" NBA player, and yes, he fought MMA, but he was strictly a wrestler. Anybody that's watched Askren try to stand up knows he is not a boxer.
And anyone that saw him at the weigh-in or walking into the ring knows
looking like me, looking all schlubby, man.
There for the check. So that's what happened, and we don't have to talk any more about it. But fight Nate Diaz. Like, you take that smoke. Like, definitely.
Look, I'll say this: if you bought the Trill fight and you enjoyed it, because hey, I'm a wrestling fan. I will 100%. I'm all for just entertainment. Like, I get it. Not for me. If you enjoyed it, good for you.
Yeah. Again, that's all. Entertainment first is only. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Like, whatever makes you happy, do it. But I'm not going to sit here and watch it. You know what? I might actually watch if there is a Diaz brother fighting a Paul brother. It's the only way it can end. It's the only way it can end.
MMA fighters, legit badasses, do not call out the Diaz brothers, and there's a reason for it. So that is one I might tune into, that one, just to see that could get real, like, really quick.
In the words of the great Shorzy, he hits you, you hit the pavement, the ambulance hits 60. That's what I can only hope would happen. But
absolutely.
Hey, anyone that hopefully didn't pay for that but watched it, I hope you enjoyed it. Whatever you want to do.
Absolutely. Hope you have fun.
Not here to stand in the way of your fun, but I did not.
At all.
So thank you guys for joining us. We will be back with you on Wednesday. Hit us up in the comments. Also, thank you to don't be afraid.
Totally.
Like,
Lovely
anyone that
callers.
sees a link up there, like John hopped in, giving us a take. Like, anyone, this is a welcome place. Come in here, hit us up in the comments. Shit on the other commenters, shit on us. We don't care. We just want the interaction.
If you want to call in and call me fat, do it, man. I'm all for it. Insult me. I don't care.
It doesn't even matter. Whatever it is, we just want you guys to be having a good time. Interact with us. And I'll just go out and say, Super League, if you're listening, we will take the $3.5 billion. We will disavow all of our fans, undo everything I just said. We will play in a bubble somewhere on the surface of the moon just to get that money.
Damn right. and yes, of course, you can come to the show for this now, apparently.
We are the Humping Canines show of record on the network.
That's right.
Please believe it.
All right, well, that's all the time we got here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, John and Nick, for calling in. Thank you guys for all the comments. We definitely appreciate that. We'll be back here on a typical, probably slow Wednesday. Hopefully we'll get some news coming out, but we'll make it work, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. You know the drill. Keep the fire.
That's a buzzer.